dokie, Mike.
That's really astounding.
Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan. Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulation.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Hello.
Hi, Jay.
Hi, Mike. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Detroit Cast, powered by DealsInTheD.com. Mike and Jay. Shalom, Piggy. Hi, Jay.
Hey.
How are you, my friend?
Very well. How are you, dude?
Doing all right. Doing all right. I still can't look at E properly, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, he's shorn.
He is shorn like a baby's bottom. Look at that. Look at that guy. He actually doesn't look that bad. I wish his head was misshapen more.
Yeah, he's got some of those crinkles,
weirder.
you know. If you look at him up close, he's got quite a bit of crinkle and dips and canyons and so forth. But for the most part, from a distance at 10 foot, you know, he's looking okay. And in fact, a lot of people on social media, I think, really liked it.
Dude, I was shocked at that. I've never seen such encouragement for Big E
Yeah,
before. Like, usually he's just shit on no matter what, but they were like, looks good, E, rock it, E. They were...
Just a little rewind. On Thursday, or Friday, one of the two, I'm all discombobulated, warning.
Thursday.
We went down to Detroit Barbers in Corktown. Cool little shop.
Oh, that
there.
was a very cool little shop.
And he made good on his promise during his fundraiser that he said, hey, if we meet a certain dollar threshold, I'm going to shave my head. And so, you know, he had to do it, and he made good on it. Went down there. He was getting nervous. He got pretty angry, I think, for a little bit.
He lashed at one point. Yeah, he lashed. Marisa was with us taking some video. And I don't know what was going on, but all of a sudden, in front of a large group of people, he's just screaming.
There was
at
a
her.
conflict between independent contractors.
He didn't like having a camera in his face since when?
No, that's not what it was. It was like she wanted me to film this thing, just to put a package together, I guess, or something, and just saying, just like hey, I'm down here at the Detroit Barber Shop. I raised some money, this and that. This is what I'm doing here. And
you didn't want to do it. You didn't want to do it.
No, that's not true. I wanted to do it, but I
went
didn't.
to get the potatoes and carrots.
This is what happened. I wanted to do it, but we were in front of everybody. Everyone's just sitting there watching me, and I feel stupid doing this thing, saying talking about myself in front of people like that. I feel retarded.
Since when?
I feel dumb when it's like, I don't know. It's hard.
I mean, isn't that what he does for a living and comedy?
Dumb,
and I would think that you talking about yourself is just like
it felt really weird to me with the workers at the barber shop. They don't know who I am, in my opinion, and now I'm trying to act like I'm something. I'm like,
and it's like it's got this barbershop vibe, right? Where there's dudes sitting around and commenting on everybody's shit. It's kind of an interesting place.
And so then the girl said, oh, so you guys can go up to the top if you want. No one's up there yet. It's still being worked on. You could do it. You could do your little small film. Then we'd be fine. Then you guys all get there. We go up there. Then we're all standing there. And well, everyone's standing right there. Marisa goes, so Eric, what are you here for? And I'm like, man, this is the reason we came up here, is so I didn't have to do this in front of people.
Yeah, that's a stupid.
Yeah,
dude.
and then he went into a
official.
serious lash. She was backing up at one point.
Oh,
he was getting more and more animated with
not
arms
true.
flailing. Yes, you were. I saw it.
Well, you make
I had to
things up a lot
separate
of
you
times,
two.
too.
I don't.
You
I do
embellish
nothing of
and
the
you
sort.
lie.
Not
Absolutely
only
not.
did he get his head shaved, he got it straight razored.
Yeah,
So it
which was
wasn't
awesome.
just, throw the clippers on there. And it was amazing how quick that greasy plume just came off his head, wasn't it? Just dropped to the ground, scurried into the corner.
Yeah.
And
then
then
just
they
died a
started
slow death.
straight razoring that thing. And look at him now, just a few days
know,
later.
it's-
It's
Got
coming
some
back.
stubble. He's got a 5 o'clock shadow.
Although
going.
there are a couple areas of concern.
Yeah. Well, we knew that not 100% of it was going to come back. I didn't expect the patches on the back to be that big and prominent, but who knows? It's early. Those could still come in. Who
It's
knows?
so funny. For one, I don't even care. For
Yeah.
one, if I'm bald, I'm bald. We talk
Yeah.
on the show all the time about people.
E has a newfound respect for the bald.
No.
Yes, you do.
That's not true. I've never cared about my hair going white, and I've always, we talk about the show all the time. We make fun of people. Like,
Hold on. Ye who declared my hair is the only thing I have going for me.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
that
did
was
before
kind
you
of
did
in
this,
jest,
so-
obviously. That was a little in jest. That was
No,
not.
dude, you fucking cared.
There's a lot of
don't act
truth
like
said in jest,
It,
too.
it may be now that you like it, and you should. It looks fine. But, dude, you cared. I mean, why are you...
No, I don't. No, I don't want to lose my hair. I like my hair, but I don't give. But I have had this stance for years. I'm not
The only people that say, I don't care if I lose my hair
I
are
will
people...
roll my eyes at you, dude. You declared that you were really nervous about this, that your hair is the only thing you had going for you.
Of course I like my
So,
hair, and
okay.
no. Of course I like my hair, and I don't want to necessarily lose it. But I've had this stance for years, saying that once it goes gray, I'm not going to dye
Okay,
it.
so
I'm not
anyway,
gonna-
they shave his head, they
it's-
straight razor it. It looks decent, but
Yeah.
the thing that really did it was they razored his face too, man.
Yeah,
they
they
trimmed
sure
up the
did.
goatee. They took off that crap stuff he had going around
Yeah,
his.
It was
chin and-
awesome. I mean, it's one of those things like I do not want to get my head shaved regularly. I hope this grows back.
But they
I
cleaned him up.
The whole actual process of going to a real barber, and you're right, getting the towel.
Yeah, the warm
and
towel on his head and on
and
his
the-
face,
well,
and
and
the
the guy-
creams and the
Yeah, well, he has the
lotions.
little the brushes, and he's actually doing it, not just like.
Yeah, Mike was a tremendous
Mike's
barber.
tremendous.
He really was.
And here's the thing, man. We realized how gross and dry his head is.
Yeah, very
And-
flaky.
And Mike was concerned about that.
Oh,
But
well,
he
they
had,
should be.
of course, he had some product.
yeah,
that took
he was
care of
able
the
to
issue.
fix it for the
time.
being.
If
But
I
are
don't-
you keeping up with that?
No,
Because
I
you
didn't
should be
do-
lotioning You're ashy.
I didn't keep up with it. Of course not.
Get some lotion
I've
on
had
that, man.
every time I've gone to get my hair cut for the last, I don't even know how many years. They all tell me you have a dry scalp.
Oh, it was
We have-
disgusting.
Yeah.
I
We
couldn't
have
believe it.
something-
They take the plume off, and there's just this
Yeah.
dryness.
It
just
was snowing.
falling. Oh,
It was nice.
They always tell me, oh, if you buy this
Head and
special-
Shoulders, did he?
I think I have done just the Head and Shoulders, and that's never seemed
Yeah.
to do it. But they always tell me there's some special product out there that if I actually used it regularly, it would help, and I just never do because I never feel like paying for it, and I just don't care that much.
Well-
to be honest, but I don't know what a dry scalp like. Other than like having the dandruff, I don't really know. Like,
grossing others out. I don't know.
yeah, I'm definitely not worried about that.
Yeah.
So
Well, congratulations for checking one of the things off the list. What's next? We've got the pube sandwich to go.
no,
Pube
that's not
sandwich,
happening
got-
for one.
got a
That's
backward
not-
banana
definitely
Backward
not
banana
happening.
hammock where each ball.
Why
shoots out.
is this not
The
happening?
pube sandwich is definitely not happening. I've had several people agree with me that I never agreed to do
Somebody
that.
drilled down on the time. They sent me the timestamp on it. We
No
can
way.
watch it off the air.
I
and
never,
figure it
let's
out.
I
review
never
it off
said
the
no,
air.
no,
Remind
no.
me to do that.
I never
'cause-
said no.
Well, we have
Well,
pubes
if
ready
we have
to go.
tape of you saying it, E, then
tape
it's
of me.
possible you
no.
could have been delirious, E. You
I
were
was
up for
not.
24
Tape-
hours.
Tape of me saying, someone saying, "What would you eat for a pube sandwich?" and saying, "I don't know, it'd have to be a lot, at least $300," and then just moving on does not mean I said I would eat it for $300.
All right. Well, we'll review the tape closely. But fact
Yeah.
is, I can't provide pubes because I'm shorn from nipples to knees. So is Mike. But we had a listener who was nice enough to give us a bag of pubes. So
Yeah.
we're ready to go on that.
Well, that's
We've got
not
another
happening.
listener sending us a thong that you can wear backward.
The
so
banana
you can
hammock.
tick that one off. And then we'll move on from there.
Was there anything else that he
No,
had to do?
there
Was that
wasn't,
it?
and I'm not eating
Okay.
a pube sandwich, and that's ridiculous. So
Well, like he said, dude, he's being fair. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
he's being
right.
fair that we'll review the tape. I'm inclined to be totally, if I'm being completely honest with you, I'm inclined to believe the listeners.
Mike and I
just
will be
because,
we'll be the arbiters here. I mean,
and
you
we'll
can-
be fair.
Very
Why
objective.
no,
wouldn't
you
we
won't.
be
and
fair?
no, you won't.
Yes,
but
we can be very objective. Are you calling us liars?
Yes.
You're the only one with the track record of lying, E, and then we need to alcohol you
That's not
up
true.
to get the truth out of you.
That's not
Case
true.
in point, jacking off on my floor upstairs.
You are very unobjective. So
Unobjective. You're an unobjective person,
Yeah.
Mike. Hey, you have an annual physical to make sure you're healthy. What do you do to make sure you remain financially fit. Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial specializes in thoughtful and objective investment guidance designed to keep your finances in shape. So call him today, 248-626-2000. Ask for Mark.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
I don't want to spend too much time on this at all. I just want to make this statement, and we'll move on, Jay. I was watching some of the bullshit politics over the weekend. Rod Rosenstein was being hammered by, I don't know, some committee, right? His hands are way fucking too big.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
We've done this. We've talked about this before. It was like, is it the angle? Is it no, his hands are fucking baseball mitts, dude. They're like as big as he's like
paws.
Like grabs his head. It's like he's either got the weeest bean of a head or his hands
it's
are
probably a combo, to be honest. That little Rosenstein head and then those big paws. I've seen it too, man.
It's incredible. That's all I wanted to say. I just want to make that statement.
Okay.
Like we touched on it months ago, and I've confirmed it. They're humongous hands. How does no one else talk about this? All right, a couple other things. We had a really busy weekend as a team. I don't know if you did some comedy. The three of us went and saw the new Star Wars.
Amazing, fantastic.
Did we all
We're
like
not
it?
going to spoil anything, okay? So
Try.
don't
Try
freak
not to.
out, everybody. We won't say a word. We'll
When
lay
do we
off
get
for-
to talk about it where we
I would
actually
say
have...
if people haven't seen it by mid-January, then you can go ahead
Really?
and
You're
spoil
going to give
it.
them
I'd say
until
the break.
mid-January?
I'd say like after New Year to me.
Well, why do we care to talk about it at
That's
that
a
point?
good
Because I have a
point,
very
though.
specific
That's a-
issue that I want to address, but it's something
that's
we
not
can't
even,
talk
It's not
about.
even going to be an issue at that point. It's going to be like, whatever. There's 800
Okay.
other things to talk about.
Well, I will say, can I
A
say...
plot point is what you want to talk
I
about.
wanted to talk about a
No,
plot point.
you
One of them,
won't-
I'm not going to.
You won't care in 3 weeks.
You're probably right, but
You
I
won't care in 3
all right,
days.
All right. Well, I won't bring it up then. Can I just... Is this too much to say, Princess Leia?
Thank God she's dead.
Okay, good.
Let's put it this way, man.
Dude,
If you're a fan of suitable to good acting, actors who can move their faces, for
Yeah.
example, then you're glad Carrie Fisher's dead. I mean, let's
Yeah.
be honest. It is hard to watch her in these last two movies. She has
Yeah.
had so much work done. She can't move anything above her bottom lip. Dude.
yeah, I know. It was so funny. At one point, we're sitting there in the movie, and I leaned over to Jay, and I go, God, her acting sucks. And he goes, it's better that she's dead.
It's better this way because to the extent they need her in another movie, they can CGI her, and it'll be a better rendition of Carrie Fisher.
Yeah, agreed. It was. Why
is no one else saying that?
Dude, I don't know, because she's dead, and we're all supposed to be like, oh my God, what a tribute to the princess, and she's not really a princess, and she was a lousy fucking actor. She was a lousy actor in A New Hope.
Yeah.
And she didn't get much better. And now she was just, it was taking me out of the fucking movie, dude.
Totally.
Like, her acting was so subpar that it was taking me out of the movie.
I agree with you.
Mark Hamill's wasn't much better. It got better as the movie went on, but it wasn't.
I think he's suitable enough for Star Wars. Star Wars has never been known for its great thespian skills. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I mean, you take the guy who played Anakin in the prequels.
the
Hayden
little
Christensen.
yeah.
Not fond. A lot of people were not fond of that.
I thought
in
Hayden
fact,
was
called
okay.
it shitty.
Yeah, I thought Hayden was okay transforming into Vader in some of those scenes. I thought it was cool.
Here's who I love in these new movies: the Rey character. Although she got fat,
She did?
She got fat in this one.
So did the black guy. They both got fatter.
Here's what I'm wondering: was it our positioning in the theater?
No.
Okay, they got fatter.
Dude, and the reason I say that is because you and I were both looking at her, and I don't know which one of us said it first. Like
we both like leaned. She got fat.
Look, I'm not judging. No judge. I don't judge her.
Fact.
Whatever.
She got fat.
They showed her walking away at one point, and I could see, the crease where the back of the arm meets the shoulder.
I know that crease.
And you get some fat when this skin starts tearing away from the body in kind of a fat glob like. Both of her where that happens on her arms was happening.
I
as
love
she's
her
walking
though.
away.
She's
great.
She's casted. They casted that character excellent. I think she's really good.
Yeah.
And this whole movie, I mean, without spoiling anything, lots of girl power.
Okay, I didn't know how far we could go with this conversation because I had a very similar takeaway.
I mean, just say that. Number one, there's way more characters that this new series, this new trilogy has taken on.
Would you say diversity is a big point of contention?
But particularly girl power, which
Yes.
is fine. I mean, they're obviously trying to make a play for young girls to get into these movies too.
Yeah. And I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it would. you know, they're kind of getting dangerously close to doing what a lot of commercials do, where the guy is the bumbling idiot and needs the wife to come home and set everything straight because he can't
every sitcom.
He can't wash a dish because he's such a duh. He's just a stupid guy, honey. I can't do anything without you. You know, that guy that's in every TV sitcom and every TV commercial.
Yeah, from Fred Flintstone forward, every guy portrayed in a sitcom.
Especially now.
The bumbling guy.
I see it a lot. It's like, you know, the daughter and the mom are rolling their eyes as dad drops the fucking silverware drawer all over the floor.
Yeah.
It's just like, womp, womp. Well, there's dad again.
No,
womp, womp.
Yeah, there's a bit of a war against males. Let's be honest about it.
White ones.
But I thought where you were going to go when you said it's somewhat like the commercial aspect of diversity is the Gap type ad where there's, you know, a ginger, there's a black person, there's an Asian and so
gay,
it's a very diverse galaxy.
And that's
Star Wars
fine.
galaxy.
It's fine.
It's totally
whatever.
fine.
It's just look,
very noticeable.
You wanted, obviously it was important for that to be noticed, and we're letting you know it was noticed. And if you probably look at old Star Wars movies, it's probably like, boy, the galaxy's very, very white and male.
And then Lando came along.
And then Lando, shit.
Carrying a Colt 45
and shit, motherfucker. Hell yeah. But you know, I mean, that's the way it was. It stood out to us. To me, I noticed it right away. I didn't have a problem with it. It was just noticeable. We're mentioning it. No, the thing I'm talking about. It seems like, boy, I got to be careful here. It seems like guys are portrayed more as quick, hot-headed, like, and they need a girl to come in and save the day. You know what I mean? Like a girl needs to be
as mentioned a moment ago. That's been going on for decades, though, dude.
Has it though in our hero movies?
Yes.
Really?
Well, in your hero movies, let's think about that.
I mean, I'm trying to think of like where you've got really powerful female dominant characters.
You're probably right about that. In the hero movie, not so much. But.
Yeah. You're right. In romance stories, in romantic comedies that E loves. And I do too. I'm not taking a shot at you, E. The guy is usually the bumbling idiot that needs the girl to bring him along. But anyway, the other cool thing about that was we went and had some mimosas and some bagels and some strawberries. It was the grand opening of that new Imagine Super IMAX in Novi, the $5 million renovation they did.
Amazing,
and
man.
we got to go to the very first movie shown in that new theater, and it was fucking badass, man.
And the screen is what? Roughly the size of a basketball
court.
Right?
Think about that for a second. A basketball court. It's I think second only to the Mann's Chinese Theater in L.A., is comparable in size. I mean, it's the biggest one in Michigan for sure. And it's
setting aside the screen size. I mean, the chairs are unbelievable. You know, you've got the leather recliners. Everybody's got them. You've got the cuddle chairs, which I swear to God are inviting a bang session for sure.
They're going to be fucked in. They have to know that, right?
I mean, people are just going to carry in a blanket and just go at it,
they let you rent blankets, I believe.
What?
Yeah. I believe they let you rent
Can
blankets.
you rent a shade that comes up and boxes you in so you can fuck without disturbing the other people around you?
Condom dispensers, whatever.
Dude, those cuddle
chairs. They each come with a condom on the back of your chair.
It's like a mint.
And
a mint on the pillow.
Yeah. I mean, dude, that's the first thought all of us had was like, oh, hand jobs are for sure in those cuddle chairs, and they're going to be fucked.
Well, especially because
if you have a late night empty theater type
Beans
situation.
are going to be speed bagged.
Well, especially if you look like there was different. They were in different areas, but one of them was like right up front. The actual very front row was cuddle chairs.
Yeah.
And so if you think the other people are going to be reclined back, so it's not even a normal seat where you're like looking over. So the other people are going to be reclined back.
Nobody can even see their crotch.
Dude.
Yeah. I don't know. I appreciate it. I like it, but the design for me, it would have been better. I think you put the cuddle chairs top row, so if people don't want to see you fucking, they just don't turn around.
Yeah.
You know, by having people, because if some guy really gets into it and he gets into position 3 and 4, you know, halfway through the movie, and it's like, I don't want to see a random leg going up and shaking toes. Like, you know what I mean? And if I'm 4 rows behind him, I might see that.
Mm-hmm.
Where if they're behind me, it's like, whatever they got going on, they got going on. But other than that, dude, the 7-foot clearance between rows was very, very nice.
It's extreme. The sound was awesome. Had sound above you, not just to the sides of you.
What do they call that? There's a new saying for that. It used to be, you know, like surround sound or 5.0 stereo.
Dolby Alta or some.
Yeah, Alta something. But that's dude. I don't know if you looked up. Yeah. When I looked up, it's literally just speakers, the whole ceiling, and so it gives you that full like orbital surround sound. It's very, very cool. Did you guys notice? because this would have probably been your first chance in dealing with this, because our row was reserved for media. Did you notice the nerds, the writers, and the
I had
the
one next
critics?
to me for sure. So they're taking his notes, diligently writing notes down.
You guys, one thing you need to understand when you go to these premieres is those guys are very, very serious about their jobs.
Sure.
They do not like tomfoolery. They do not like talking in the theater. They will shush. They will give you. Stink eyes will be given.
It's literally their job, though, Mike. Right? I mean,
I know, but
reviewing that movie.
Yeah, but
they have to write something.
But seeing a guy with a little tiny notepad and his glasses down in his nose, and he's just scribbling, oh, Luke looks good. Oh, Leia sucks. It's like, dude, we just reviewed the movie.
Yeah, that's all you have to know.
I didn't scribble shit. I talked to you through half of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the end, I think we all really, really enjoyed it.
Fantastic. I think it's the best out of the 8 so far.
Careful, my friend.
I know. I chose my words carefully. I understand what I'm doing to
You
Empire
understand
Strikes
what
Back
you're
fans.
saying right now.
I do. I love Empire Strikes Back too, but if you set aside nostalgia and you see this movie and you put the two up side by side and you set aside the fact that Empire was in your childhood and the nostalgia of that,
it's hard to look past that.
Then, dude, I think this one's better.
Really?
There's just a lot going on. I don't want to spoil anything.
No,
There's
I
just
know.
a lot.
Are you saying that, well, because of how much better filmmaking is now, how much cooler you're talking story, plot lines,
yeah, everything.
acting?
There's just a ton going on. The one thing I don't like is that I don't feel like I need to see the next one as much as I felt I needed to see the next one after Empire. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. I
mean,
know
of
what you're
course I
saying.
will,
I
but-
don't think that's necessarily true, but I sort of agree with that. Again, we're not going to give spoilers.
The
away.
franchise is in good hands with Rian Johnson, this guy that they allowed to direct and write this story, because they're giving him the next trilogy, and it's in good hands, man.
Yeah.
Thank God they took it away from Lucas when they did. They took the keys away from the old man before he drove this shit off a cliff.
Yeah. I saw your tweet over the weekend. You said that. It's so true.
Yeah.
The thing that I was really worried about that movie was when I kept seeing, what are those little guys called? There's
The Porgs?
The Porgs.
They're
I was just
cute.
like, oh,
They
fuck,
were
man.
cute.
The Porgs
There was
are
a
going
lot
to be
of
the
proofs
next.
in general in this movie, by the way.
My whole thought was, okay, look at that little fuck. That thing is going to be the next.
Ewok.
No, it's going to be Binks, dude. It's going to be the
Miss, I love Porgs.
dude. Oh, look at those poops.
He was yelling that the whole damn movie.
I know.
Poops. The whole every time they came up, I was
They're
like,
cute.
look at
They're
that poops. They're just looking at poops. I loved them. I want a Porg.
I know.
I want a Porg. Can you get Porgs? Do they
we
exist?
need to show Porg.
I want a Porg.
I don't know.
Look at it, poops.
See, you know
I
what?
felt like some of the time I was yelling that kind of loud
Yeah.
from my seat.
See,
I didn't care though.
I think I can say this because I don't think this has just no plot line whatsoever. But like, see, I took it more of like annoying that like they like when Chewbacca was gonna eat.
Don't go
don't
there,
eat.
E.
Are you
God
serious?
damn you.
No.
You're going into
That's not-
God
plot
damn you to
lines.
hell. My bones are on fire right
It's
now.
not a plot thing.
E, go to the point. If you're going to criticize something, say, I didn't feel the need for so much comedy in the movie.
I didn't feel a need to shame me into eating animals, to be being a vegetarian.
What? That didn't even make
That
sense. Don't
didn't-
worry, that
Are you
wasn't a
guys- are you
spoiler.
kidding me?
It's
It
not a
It
spoiler.
didn't even happen in the movie. He's thinking of a different movie.
Yeah,
No, I'm not. That's ridiculous.
E, if that's what you took out of that, that's a stretch, dude.
Yeah,
I don't
I think
think
that's a
so.
stretch too. And don't say any more because we've said this whole 10 minutes that we're not going to give plots
I'm
and
gonna give
spoilers
anything.
away.
Here's my final comment on this, and it goes to what I just said about Lucas and taking the keys away.
Yeah.
I predict that there will be clamoring for them to remake the prequels in the next 10 years. The
What?
prequels referring to the
The
ones,
ones
Hayden
Lucas
Christensen,
did,
etc.
and then do them right.
do them right.
Yeah, but the story was the story strong enough? I mean, dude, it's criminal to fuck up the Darth Vader movie of how he becomes Vader. How do you fuck that up?
I know.
And it was the
He
best
did.
of the three, but the two previous were so bad that it was like, oh, well, okay, it's great.
That's in the right hands now. So I think that there will be pressure to do that, and I think they'll look at that.
Are you saying Ryan Johnson? I can't do that without, because I always think of Brian Johnson. That Ryan Johnson could do that better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
They would have
probably.
done such a better job, him and J.J. Abrams, with the three prior.
Didn't we see Vader's castle? Didn't it have a Kenobi and a
You saw Vader's
sword
castle
fight with
in Rogue
Vader?
One.
But wasn't it like the fire and all that? Wasn't that part of Vader's palace or
That's
something?
where he ends up, yeah.
Yeah. And when he's
Mustafar.
crawling out of the fucking dude, that should have been awesome. Too much CGI, right? Wasn't that the
Totally.
whole point? Was just over
He
CGI?
Wrecked it with CGI.
Yeah. Hey, I did want to mention a couple other things, Jay. Rude Jude. Remember Rude Jude? We talked
I
to him?
remember Rude Jude.
His book Hummingbird, which we both got.
I'm holding it in my hand.
A big kick out of, and this we interviewed him. I don't know, a few weeks ago, whatever it was, and he's from Detroit, and he was like, yeah, I think I'm coming home to visit my mom for the holidays, and we're like, yeah, dude, you should come by, when you're in town. He's like, hell yeah, and people say that all the time, but they don't mean that. But we talked to him this week, and he's like, hell yeah. So I think
Sweet.
Tuesday,
That's great.
he's coming by and to hang out with us for a while. He's if you're interested, I'm telling you, if you've got someone on the list that's kind of into darker shit, isn't offended by drug use or wild sex stories,
Has a good sense of humor. Yeah, won't right, like you say, offended by just raw stuff.
Nana's not going to dig this. Neither is
not.
anyone in the church choir. But your fucking friends might. And if you got someone that's hard to shop for and want an autographed copy of this, he's going to be signing them. He's got a book signing Tuesday. It's supposed to be the day he's in here, December 19th, from 7 to 9 p.m. at Barnes and Noble in Rochester Hills on South Rochester Road. We'll plug that for the next couple days for him. So we look forward to that. He's mentioned on Eminem's new album, which dropped Friday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I saw he had posted something, a video of him. He's like, wait for it, as he's playing the song, and mentions Rude Jude again.
Sweet.
And
Immortalized again.
you guys probably haven't heard it. I didn't even know it was like a surprise drop or something, but I went and picked it up, and I see it getting pounded by people. It's anytime you've got someone that's our age, it's like, shut up, old man. You're out of the game. You were good when you were poor and 20 years old. You know what I mean? Like that whole thing. But I got to tell you, man, there's a few tracks on there. I haven't listened to all of it. There's a few tracks on there that I really, really liked.
Strong to quite strong.
Yeah, I don't hate that original single as much as you do. I know
Walk on Water.
I know you don't like that. He's been accused of over-punnery throughout, like trying to write the perfect rhyme, and a lot of that is puns. But that track to Haley, track 18, there's like 19 tracks. Track 18 and 19 are great. And then he's got a song where he apologizes to Kim.
Yeah, I heard that.
And that's really good too. So I mean, if you're a big Eminem fan, I think you'll get something out of it if you haven't picked it up. But it's cool that he's mentioned on it again.
Very good. Hey, insurance, we all need it. Most of us don't know what kind of coverage we have or who provides it. Well, let fellow TDC listener Brent Wasik from Wasik Insurance Services change all of that. Brent has over 29 years in the business and offers all types of insurance coverage: auto, home, health, life, business, commercial, and more. Call Brent Wasik at 734-455-1900. Get a free, no-obligation quote today. Again, that's 734-455-1900.
Jay, I took your advice, and over the weekend I started watching The Deuce.
Yeah, you like it?
I do.
You like
on
the
HBO.
pimpage, the pimpery?
I love the strong to quite strong
pimpery.
Yeah, there's some serious pimpery going on. It's lacking a little bit of pimp slaps.
You get pimp slaps. Don't worry.
There's not quite enough goon hands for me.
There, you'll see plenty.
Okay, I'm into episode 3. I've seen, Maggie Gyllenhaal's tits twice.
Yeah, troubling. I know.
Some would say fried egg hanging off of a nail. They look like
golf ball in a sock.
Yeah, hanging off of a nail.
She's good though, isn't she?
She is great. Yeah, I like her a lot.
And I think James Franco does a great job too. He plays twins.
Yeah. James Franco is one of those actors to me where he's as A-list as you can get, and I haven't figured out yet if I like him. And I don't know why.
That's fair. I don't love him. But I like him in this, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, it's like, is he a pretty boy? Is he a good actor? Is it the chicks love him because he's ripped? What is it? But I'm finding that I like him in this role. He's not. He's at this point he's just like a bar manager. He's just met up with some mob guys that are giving him a bar. At that point in the story,
there's mobs, there's porn, there's pimpage, there's hoes.
Yeah,
you will feel great empathy if you're human to the streetwalker characters in this. It's really kind of heartbreaking, to watch some of their lifestyle, and it takes place in the 70s in Times Square and 42nd Street, the Deuce. And it shows the cops. You get involved a lot with the cops and how they're controlling things from behind, and dirty cops. Going on. But then
it's funny. One of the cops, people will know it from The Walking Dead, is Bob, the black cop plays Bob. He was Bob on The Walking Dead. I'm like, hey, that's Bob. He got killed on that show. People know that. And then seeing Ralph Macchio as one of the cops too.
Yep.
One of the detectives. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's just describing basically what it was. I mean, it's set in the 70s, and I think they do a really good job
Dude,
of
how do
setting
they
it
do
there.
that?
I know, man.
I was watching it going, dude, they've got literally Times Square, and it looks, I mean, they've got cigarette ads,
Yeah.
you know, like on the billboards, you know, those mobile billboards where a cigarette goes up to a guy's mouth and then blows smoke out.
Yeah.
Like from the 70s, like those are in there. It's like, is this digitally done? How do you have a packed Manhattan with the old cars? I mean, it's just a dumb question, but it's amazing how good they're getting at that.
Think about how that complicates the whole shoot, the whole premise of the show, you know, setting it in a different time frame.
Yeah.
Just what a complication, what extra work and money that's involved in having to do that.
Yeah.
But it's so cool to see
it
that.
must be a back lot that they just turn into
Yeah,
a couple blocks
Yeah.
of 70s New York. That's because you couldn't shut down,
No.
you know, a couple random blocks in New York. But yeah, I'm really liking it. I mean, it's HBO. It's it's a show set, you know, by HBO, so it's great. I thought you'd enjoy that. And then a couple other things over the weekend before we get to news and stuff. I was on one of our fan pages, and someone had posted a video, and I don't know why this bothers me so much. But
I like to watch your videos.
I like to watch your videos. Sometimes I'll go down that rabbit hole where it's like, ooh, look at that. And it's usually someone will post something like, look at this poops. You know, and it's some video of, you know, kangaroos boxing or something.
Oh, I love that shit.
And then it's like, oh, man, that's so cool. And so they posted this video of this kid playing Metallica. It's like 5-year-old playing guitar. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty amazing when you think of a 5-year-old.
Yeah.
And I'll show you a minute over here. You got it there, E? I mean, Sweet Pie was 5 a couple of years ago. Could you imagine Sweet Pie being able to do this?
No. Sorry, Sweet Pie.
Look at his poops. Guitars, dude, do you have any idea how hard it is to do your fingers on the fretboard like this and to have wee little hands? This is a full-size grown man's guitar. So fast forward to E, because this kid actually sings and plays.
Ah, it's awesome.
Away. These words I don't just say, and nothing else matters. Trust I seek, and I find in you. So I start reading the comments, right?
Yeah. Are there down thumbs,
dude?
People criticizing this kid?
Half the comments are like, "Fucking Mexican, get back over the fence." And then, which I think most of those were jokes, whatever, bad ones at that. But then it's like, you know,
it's a little pitchy.
Little pitchy, dog. People are ragging on his fucking voice.
Choose your octave wisely, sir.
You know, he didn't nail this song, that's for sure. I mean, his guitar playing is suspect at best, I gotta be honest with you. And I'm like, can you not put into context the fact that a 5-year-old is playing guitar and singing this song? Do you know how hard it is to play a guitar and sing at the same time? That's like rubbing your belly and patting your head.
Yeah.
Not easy to do.
Chewing gum.
Have you ever tried to chew gum and walk? It's
tough.
equally as hard. And it's like, are you fucking people serious? Can you not see the potential? Look 10 years down the road at where this kid's gonna be.
He's not the greatest internet phenom we've seen. No, that's the thing. I'm trying to think in terms of what these people might be thinking as they trolling. Like, when we see phenoms on the internet, we're used to say, holy shit,
look at that guy
drop the mic, holy cow, that kid, unbelievable. So, you know, he's not perfect, but he's damn good. I don't know why you take the time to criticize him like that.
Like, feel the need to, like, watch a couple minutes of this video, judge it, deem it not worthy, and then go, you know what, I just can't let this go. This kid's guitar playing is suspect at best.
Fuck this kid.
And now you're in a fucking war with people going, fuck you, dude. What did you do at his age? Why don't you try and do that?
That's awesome.
He's playing the solo now. Poorly, but nonetheless, he's got wee little hands. It just makes my blood boil when I see that, because it's like, you know that kid's probably looking at comments. He's got 30 million whatever and 20,000 comments, and like, of course, everybody's, so many people have to take the time to shit on a 5-year-old. Remember that little fat-faced kid we seen, and his cheeks were all just
cute.
blistering red? He clearly had something wrong with
He
him.
was singing My Sweetie Pie.
Oh, My Sweetie. Can you find that, E? I want to see My Sweetie Pie sung by that fat-faced
No, it
kid
was
again.
clearly glandular, and people are all over this kid. Oh, he's fat. Like, dude, this kid obviously has a medical condition. Shut up.
And he was adorable. Fuck you if you didn't think so. He was adorable. And the fact that people would look at it.
There he is.
His
He looks like Augustus Gloop.
his parents should be in jail. Child abuse for overfeeding this kid.
Look
Not
at him.
healthy. Yeah. Go get it, Poops. Sweetie pie. Go get it, you Poops.
Look at that.
He loves that song, man.
Yeah.
This is probably the only time he's not made fun of is in his own fucking home. And his mom posts this little video, and of course he just gets trolled. Ugh. Makes me sick. I hope you all
suck.
feel proud of yourselves. I hope you feel like big boys picking on a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. Yeah. Good job, Poops.
And then he's got the eyebrow thing.
He's doing the eyebrow thing. He knows he's good. Look at it, Poops. Anyway, moving on to other things. Lions won. Woohoo! That's kind of the reaction I expected. They beat the Bears. I guess they're still alive.
Yeah, still alive. That's
We'll go
interesting.
nowhere in the playoffs, even if they get in there. But don't have to worry about the Rodgers. And I don't even think the Packers will play Rodgers going forward. Why? Because they're out. They're done.
Oh, I know. That's crazy to
Yeah.
risk more injury to that guy.
He said last week, listen, if we were eliminated from the playoffs, I would not be coming back to play these last 3 games. So imagine now that they're basically eliminated.
Yeah.
And Seattle's getting their ass kicked. That's good for the Lions, I suppose. So
Very good.
We'll see. Other NFL news, not quite as good. Make a quick morning announcement.
Oh, no.
May I have your attention, please? Jerry Richardson, owner of the Carolina Panthers. Jerry Richardson, please report at the principal's office. Jerry Richardson to the principal's office.
The owner.
Ooh. Yeah, what do you do when it's the owner that's kind of a dick face? That's a tough one. I would have said, go pound sand. What are you going to do? I mean, he owns the team, but we saw what they did with
There's multiple
the
owners, though,
Clippers.
aren't they? Like, he's the majority owner, and some minority owners came forward, and
Yeah, but I thought he was like the main dude, wasn't he?
I
always
you
thought.
you have the story. And I don't know. I just heard the headline.
Yeah, well, we don't have Jeans Day around here, do we? Is that common in workplaces to have Jeans Day on Friday?
Casual Friday.
Well, Casual Friday is one thing, but
Doesn't
Jeans Day
necessarily
specifically.
mean jeans, but
Oh, okay, well.
So Carolina's office, Jeans Day was a big day on Fridays. There, most people they would all wear denim to work. The female employees knew exactly what that meant, as the owner, Jerry Richardson, made his rounds on the way to his spacious office. Come on, give me a little twirl there, sweetheart. He would have the ladies turn around so he could admire their buttocks.
moron.
Were they not lookable before? Like, what were they wearing before? I guess the jeans are better.
Weren't showing off the asses properly. I don't know.
They weren't lookable.
They're not as they're
Yeah.
wearing tighter jeans, I guess, than the skirts they were wearing, or
Yeah, I don't know. E, I don't
He's
know
a
if they
jeans
were,
guy.
Yeah, he gets off on asses and jeans, obviously. Then in his rolling Southern drawl, he'd offer comment, drawing from he had a bank of one-liners.
oh no.
Why do
I bet
old
they're
men-
hilarious.
This is like, hey, who's my favorite magician? David Copperfield. Like, why do they always have these bank of one-liners that everyone's heard 1,000 times? It's like, let's humor the old man. Let's all chuckle as he rips off a sweet one-liner again for the 50th time this year.
I hate it. And dude, it's not
Ugh.
just creepy guys like this. Like, even if they're not creepy jokes, you're right. Like, they have these bank of just your jokes that 1 million people have heard 1 million times.
Well, he'd recycle them every week. They're like,
Oh, boy.
yeah, he's got a whole bank of one-liners for Jean Day. Show me how you wiggle to get those jeans up. Good one.
That's not even a one-liner.
I mean, is that like, come on, give me a little twirl. Really? That's your one-liner? Show me how you wiggle to get those jeans up. I bet you had to lay down on your bed to fit into those jeans.
Charming.
What does that even mean?
It's not
Like,
even
that's
hot.
not even a good look. Like a chick
I
laying on her bed,
know, like that's
desperately trying
squeeze
to
in.
squeeze her legs into some jeans for Jean Day. Let's see. Did you step into those jeans or did you have to jump into them? I don't even know. So what are you talking, like freestanding jeans that you're able to jump into? What is this, a cartoon? Sir. Richardson's conduct was treated as something of a running office joke. The women subjected to him would often dismiss him, but no one ever said anything. He was the boss. It was viewed more of a creepy old man kind of thing that they just kind of put up with. You know, can you old men stop doing this? Like, nobody wants an 81-year-old commenting on their ass.
Nobody.
Like, nobody.
Nobody wants your bony hand on him. And moreover, what the hell is the end game for just these comments? What do you? He gets off on them giving him a smile and a chuckle, and he got to look at an ass. And what is?
I don't know.
What's
dude.
the motivation for this?
It's, you know what it is. It's just that people get to like a point of power and money where that cash is king. It's always been king, and so if you have that, you get to be an obnoxious prick. And so it's just funny to me when you step back from that context. Jerry Richardson is a slobby, white-haired, 81-year-old Southern fucking man who no one's going to find interesting except for the fact that he's a multi-billionaire. Like, that's what he has going for him. And so because of that fact, we all treat him a different way, and we all put up with something that if anyone else did it, you'd go, fuck off, old man, before I knock your head off. You know what I mean? Like, it's just odd that we've decided to play this game with these billionaire assholes who look like that guy. That guy should be illegal for him to that face to comment on some
Son of a bitch
ass.
has a ventriloquist dummy mouth. Look at that.
He does.
Somebody had their hand up his ass, just controlling his mouth. Look at that
Maybe.
thing. It's either that or a nutcracker.
Dude,
He's got a little FUD in him too.
He's got a tiny bit of FUD. Is it the jowls?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Hey, just guffawing at his jokes.
Yeah, of course, because he's hilarious. So anyway, to other Panther employees on Jeans Day was consistent with a broader pattern of disturbing office behavior. On Friday, the Panthers announced that they had commenced an internal investigation into allegations of workplace misconduct to be led by an outside law firm. And then this morning, the NFL announced it was taking over the investigation. They got to take these things seriously now, or act like they do, like they care now about this kind of stuff. So during its own investigation, in the weeks prior, Sports Illustrated learned that on multiple occasions, when Richardson's conduct has triggered complaints for sexual harassment against female employees and for directing a racial slur to an African American employee, confidential settlements were reached and payments were made to complainants, accompanied by non-disclosure and non-disparagement clauses designed just to shut them up so they couldn't talk about it. This is all not new to you, Jay. SI had been made aware of at least 4 former Panther employees who'd received significant settlements from him or from the team in exchange for what amounted to a vow of silence. SI asked the Panthers for a response, and they were like, well, the Carolina Panthers and Mr. Richardson. Mr. Richardson is glad that people are looking into this. We're going to find out once and for all. Mr. Richardson needs to know.
I'm sure.
Well, we need to find out about this Richardson character. Make sure he's on the up and up or he's out of here. Oh, well, that's me. Oh, shit, me? No, I'm fine. It was just Jeans Day. And so, we need to remedy this misconduct, blah, blah, blah. The entire organization is fully committed to a safe, comfortable, diverse work environment where all individuals, regardless of what is do you know the rundown, Jay? Sex, race? Mm-hmm. Do you know the whole list?
I don't remember.
It's probably changed in the last couple of years.
Title 7 verbatim, I'm sure.
Regardless of sex, race, color, religion, gender, or sexual identity or orientation, they're treated fairly and equally.
Now I got you.
Richardson, of course, is 81. He still cuts as an imposing figure as one of the prominent owners in America's most prominent sport. His aura, mannerisms, and values ring through the Panthers' headquarters. Boy, this is going to get ugly. Though the antebellum echoes troublesome African-American employees, Richardson is referred to always simply as Mr. Hello, Mr.
Not Mr. Richardson?
No surname required.
The Mr. Illich, right?
Yeah. Mr. I was acceptable as well.
So stupid. Somebody call him Mike, please.
Yeah, I know. This is what I'm talking about on the bigger level when it's like, oh, well, shit. He started a pizza franchise.
Mr. Illich. Mr. Illich.
Mr. I.
I have good authority to say that family members even referred to him as Mr. Illich. Just FYI.
Yeah, I can also back that up.
I always hated that Richard Petty, the NASCAR driver, was referred to as the King, and
That's
I always
King,
hated
man.
it. I always hated it with
And
his
if I
son.
You are strung out.
Brother, I ain't never been strung out a day in my life. And if I've had.
If I find or hear the individual that has said that about me, I will pull your goddamn tongue out.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
His freaking son, Kyle Petty, would refer to him as the king, like when they were, because Kyle would moved on to do like broadcasting, and he would be like, when he would talk
That's
about
not
it,
as bad though, because he literally was known as the king. Like, I mean, if he was calling his dad, Mr. Petty or something, then
okay, I don't know. I still always hated it. I still wish he would have just called him Richard Petty, but
I don't like the guy that calls his dad by his first name. I don't like that guy. And if my dad asked me to call him the king, I would just say, dude, it's been a good run. It has, but
he's commenting though in the
now.
context of NASCAR, and Richard Petty is the king. So I don't know. I guess he could say dad. That would be appropriate.
So at home,
too,
he can't be like. So at home,
how do you know he's
never,
not? How do you know he's not?
I hope he's not going. Hey, King, you off the phone yet, King?
We don't know that he's not. We know on NASCAR.
I hope he's not.
It always bugged me. I guess it just. I don't know.
Mister, no surname required. You don't correct him. When the Panthers hold staff meetings, you know to arrive early. When Mr. swings by and asks you to lunch, you accept the invitation even if you've already eaten. When he confuses your name, you don't correct Mr. Mr. can call you whatever he wants. When they hold staff meetings, you arrive early. Punctuality is a core Mr. virtue, and sit as close as possible to Mr.'s position. Even before you park your car on the lot, you feel Mr.'s towering presence. For his 80th birthday last year, the Panthers unveiled a 13-foot statue of him outside. And so you've got...
Bag up.
I saw this, and it's just absurd. There's like a bronze statue of
guy in a suit.
Of like a panther, and then maybe like a football, and in between him is Mister. It's like pointing his finger, 13-foot towering Mister in a suit. Ugh.
Nice.
Wouldn't you just be like, oh, my God, take that down? I understand it's my birthday, but that's absurd.
Not if you're Mister.
Not if you're, Mister's holding the football out. Look at him. Go ahead, E. Show that to Jay. There he is.
Yeah, that doesn't fit. You've got these vicious Panthers. I mean, really vicious renditions of Panthers.
Those look badass,
and
too.
then Mister's standing in the middle.
Oh, jeez, look at the version of his face.
Oh, Mister, you look wonderful. Your neck's a little thick,
That
though.
is
I gotta
so
be honest with
stupid
you.
looking, man.
Yeah. It is terrible. Anyway, so going on, they say he's headed various NFL committees. The point being that he's a really one of the most powerful, outside of Jerry Jones and Bob Kraft. Say he's right there as one of the most powerful guys. You know, he was best known for his leadership in labor disputes with players during the lockout in 2011. He implored his peers, "We signed a goddamn deal last year, and we're going to stick together and take back our league and goddamn do something about it." He got his way. He insulted Peyton Manning during a negotiation, reportedly belittling the quarterback's knowledge of player safety and asking, "Boy, do I need to help you read a revenue chart, son?" I don't even know what that means. Richardson helped make Charlotte a big city. That's why he's a hero there. Like, they didn't have a pro team before the Hornets, and then this guy gets an NFL team brought there. It's a power culture. You did what Mister said when he said it, says one former employee. He thinks he's really great. You're supposed to reinforce that, even when he does things that make you feel like half a person.
Basically describing every other boss in America, though. You know what I mean?
Sort of. Except the Mister part.
Yeah, that's unique.
That's unique. It does kind of have a plantation kind of vibe to it, doesn't it?
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Oh,
I didn't think race.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people were like, yeah, just
I was just thinking asshole.
Well, yeah, that too. I mean, I think it could go both ways. You can be an asshole and racist.
Sure.
So I think some of the
just didn't go to the race thing.
Yeah. So anyways, he says, rather than making sudden outbursts of lewd comments or committing isolated lapses in decorum, he worked gradually, starting with kind gestures and pleasant interactions before pivoting to...
He's a Southern gentleman.
Absolutely. Looking back, he was gaining our trust before doing things he shouldn't be doing. He was a proud traditionalist who long resisted email, cell phones. Fuck cell phones. He has a flip phone now. And so he often sent employees handwritten notes. It was a gesture perceived as chivalrous and quaint. Recipients often felt obligated to send handwritten notes in return. Multiple female employees recall that their notes eventually came accompanied by small cash payments and encouragement to use the money to treat themselves to massages and dresses. Why don't you go get you something, darling, why don't you go get yourself something nice to wear? The women would thank him when he responded with lines on the order of, "You won't find another man to treat you the way I treat you. It was still viewed as flattery, clumsy, but flattery from an old man from an older era. But multiple female employees recount that his behavior began to feel like a violation when he spoke of their bodies. He had a special interest in female grooming. He would notice their nails were not up to standards. Pull out some money. Go, get yourself a manicure, darling. Multiple females recalled him asking them, darling, why don't you have a seat? Do you mind if I shave your legs?
What?
Yeah. See,
what?
That goes to a different level. Doesn't that take it to a different level?
Yeah.
Darling, would you mind popping into my office? I'd like to shave your legs.
That's a different level.
Imagine your boss saying that to you. Jay, would you mind popping on down here for a second? I'd like to shave your legs if you don't mind. Yes, sir, mister. Be right there. God, women, I'm so sorry. He was also known... So he says sometimes these chicks are like, yeah, you'd get a call and be like, Mr. Richardson needs to see you in his office suite.
Here we go.
And it was like, oh, shit, this is finally, the moment's arrived, the big moment. And the assistant would take you up to the office suite there in the stadium, and he wouldn't be there yet. The assistant would leave, and then he'd come walking in barefoot and be like, sweetheart, would you mind giving me a little footsie massage there?
Mister.
And so
Shit.
Here she is in her fucking dress suit, her outfit, giving Mister a foot massage. And then sometimes he'd reciprocate, but he'd start massaging their back, but he'd get, you know how you do it with Gab and I do it with Beth, where you get really down low on the
Go
spine.
about 20 seconds in an appropriate spot, and then you move quickly
to the
other
inner
areas.
thighs, high up on the
Yeah.
inner thighs. You get down as close and into a butt crack as you can, and then you really focus on globes and titties, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's standard fare, but you don't do that to a coworker, an underling. You know what I
definitely
mean?
don't.
Like, fine, you want to hit the shoulders really quick, 2 minutes and out, fine. But when you start digging into the butt crack of a subordinate, that's going to be a problem.
Even for Mister.
And then he was also known for the seatbelt maneuver. You guys familiar with the seatbelt maneuver?
Remind me.
Well, I think a lot of people are going to think Seinfeld, and they're going to think the stop short.
Oh.
You know, you're like, oh, yeah, I'm driving and stop short, slam on the brakes, and then you try to be a man. And
Your
hold it
hand
back.
goes across the titties.
Across the titties. I've done it to Beth thousands of times. It's a great move. No, this is different. This is a seatbelt maneuver. And as you know, I'm chivalrous. I'm a gentleman. So when I invited a lady to lunch, I would get the door for her, and then she would sit in the car, and I would say, don't touch a thing. I would go in and get in, and it was my job to buckle your seatbelt. So I had to reach across your titties and then buckle that belt myself, make sure that was good and tight.
What a
Creep,
man.
Gentleman. I am a gentleman.
Never heard
Southern
that.
gentleman.
That's
Chivalrous.
clumsy. Now that's clumsy. The
Yeah.
stop short is more, you know.
So, yeah, he would reach across the lap, brushing his hand across their titties before putting the belt in the clasp. You look back and it's wackadoo, said one former employee. You felt preyed upon. You felt fear, self-doubt. But when you're in the moment, everywhere you go, every family gathering, it's, oh, you work in the NFL, so that's cool. You don't want to lose your job. And then he was, they talk about him applying for ownership, and there were some issues because he started like a Hardee's. He was a self-made guy and owned a Hardee's restaurant was how he started. He was like the Ray Kroc of the South, they say. And so he starts Hardee's, and then he starts franchising and more. He ends up owning Flagstar, you know, the company Flagstar, and then Spartan Foods.
Wow.
You know, you've seen those Spartan food trucks
Sure,
everywhere.
yeah.
And so, unfortunately, Flagstar was subject to a couple of racial lawsuits brought by the Justice Department the same day he was applying for ownership of the team. So this is back in '93. There was a Denny's chain, a Denny's restaurant owned by Flagstar. They settled one suit for discriminating against black people, segregating black patrons and requiring them to prepay for meals. 1993, dude, in the South. Blacks in this section, and you got to prepay for your food. How awful is that? And then 6 black Secret Service agents assigned to President Clinton's detail were refused a table at Denny's in Maryland while their white colleagues were seated and served. 94, they agreed to pay $54 million to settle lawsuits filed by thousands of black customers. Another suit was brought against Flagstar in 94 and referenced Richardson personally. He did not get picked up. It didn't get picked up by the media, though. And this is Brenda Reed, African-American woman. She was a GM at a Hardee's in Alabama until she was terminated in 93. She alleged that she was criticized by a superior who commented that Reed's franchise was filled with monkeys.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. Referring to the number of black people that she had hired at the Hardee's or at the Denny's. So she attended a corporate event at which Richardson sought to assure managers that Denny's racism has been addressed. We have finished racism. Thank you very much. And she was like, yeah, quick question here from the audience. She raised her hand. And she's like, yeah, there's still some racism at Hardee's where I'm at. Shortly thereafter, she's shit-canned. She files a federal lawsuit against Flagstar. I guess they paid her off. There were occasional racial overtones in his interactions with his workers, too. Press for specifics, they say everything that he expressed his preferences that black players not wear dreadlocks. An alleged request that an African-American employee apply sunblock to Richardson's face. What? Dude, if my boss asked me to put sunblock on his face...
Is there a context, though, that is explainable and
No,
reasonable? Like, is there, like, can you just make sure it's rubbed in here so I can't...
I can't reach this...
No, like, is that rubbed in over my eyebrows?
Get the
stupid?
dark one.
Is it possible it was something like that?
Maybe. Would you grab one of them African Americans? I need him to help me apply this stuff. So, yeah, he also said this was kind of a big deal at the time. So he drafts Cam Newton in 2011, and Richardson memorably asked him, "Now, did you go and get crazy after the draft and go out and get any tattoos or piercings? Do I have to check you for anything?"
Oh, mister.
Perceptions of casual racism hardened recently when multiple sources said he directed a racial slur at an African-American scout for the Panthers. Scout quit the team, but not before he sought the counsel of a Charlotte attorney and got a nice settlement on his behalf. They asked him, like, what was said, what happened, and he couldn't talk about it, wouldn't talk about it. But it sounds like it was a pretty substantial settlement on behalf of...
How did they know that? Because I'm sure he wasn't talking. I know the guy who received the settlement can't talk.
They just said it was not an insubstantial amount of money. So I'm assuming, I don't know what that means, $5,000, $1 million, who knows? What do you think that would be worth if he called you, some disparaging racial remark to a scout?
Depends on how much pressure he felt to actually, get rid of it. So
yeah,
if the other side has leverage over you and you're trying to settle something, then obviously the number goes up. But if he's not concerned about it, then the number's low. And if it's just a nuisance value stuff goes away all the time. So when you read stuff that says, "Oh, this was settled," that person was shut up. I mean, anytime you settle something, you're going to have a non-disclosure. That's just par for the course. Like, look, if I'm going to give you any funds, that shit's not going to be talked about.
So why are these things...
So it could be $5,000. It could be $2,500. It could, as you say, be $250,000. You just don't. Without more information, like, it's total speculation to draw any conclusion off a settlement.
Well, over the weekend we heard about Lisa Bloom, for instance, and was hitting up potential people that would make accusations about Trump leading up to the sexual assault assumption or claims about Trump. And she had a couple fish on the line that were willing to take money to make a lawsuit. She was, whatever their payment then was that they got in a buyout, she would get a third of. I mean, just scummy shit. No shock from Lisa Bloom. And so as the date got closer,
so she was wanting them to manufacture claims, or she was just out there going, "Hey, anybody out there who has a claim, come forward. I'll handle it for you." And because taking a third of that's what plaintiff lawyers do. I mean,
but then you don't say it's pro bono work. Do you?
She did.
Yeah, publicly said it was pro bono work that she was doing just for the ladies. And so she had a couple people that came out.
That would be contrary to pro bono.
Yes.
Pro boner.
Pro boner. But the thing was, she offered this one lady, one lady backed out, was like, you know what, it didn't really happen that way. In fact, I support him, and I'm voting for him. And so she felt like she got fucked over. So she has another girl on the line who's, she's like, I'll give you $20,000. And then it's like, you know what, I don't really want to do that anymore. Thanks for your time, though, Lisa, really. And she's like, you swore you wouldn't screw me over like that other person and waste my time. And she's really digging to get someone to go on the record to file a complaint, sexual harassment against Trump.
Seems a little backward, doesn't it?
Sure does. And so this chick says, no, thank you. So a couple months go by as we're drawing close to the election, $50,000. 2 weeks before the election, $100,000. A week before the election, $250,000. 3 days before the election, $750,000.
What?
Yeah. I will give you $750,000 if you go on the record right now today and say that Trump did this, blah, 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 blah. Disgusting.
That ain't right.
Disgusting shit. That ain't right. It ain't right. So yeah, that's why. So I guess my question to you then, Jay, is if you've got these things and lawyers know how to draw this shit up where it's locked, it's tight. You say a word, you owe us $5 million back on something. Why then are all these people that have signed these things coming out now and just being like, yeah, fuck it? and just burying these guys.
Who? Who's doing that? I'm not hearing numbers on settlements.
The people, the Weinstein people, all these people that sign these disclosures that are coming out now and going, yep, he harassed me too. I settled blah, blah, blah. And maybe they're not giving the numbers, but I wouldn't think you're allowed to talk about shit.
What they're likely talking about is they've probably filed a lawsuit or something. Something is on record, and people are digging out those records and then going to the person and saying, hey, what, comment on this. And they're going, it was settled. I can't comment.
Oh, really?
And then from that, they're drawing conclusions. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't remember people throwing out numbers for which they settled.
God, I feel like I've read, that was settled for $100,000 in '93 or something.
It might not be the claimant. It might be somebody in the lawyer's office. Somebody's digging around, going, "Come on, man, tell me on the down low."
If it is those people talking, is there something? Is it possible? And I don't know, honestly.
Yes, you can be sued for breach of contract.
No, of course. But is it possible you go, fuck it, this thing's exploding so much?
Yeah.
He'd look like a total fool if he tried to attack me. So fuck it.
If you're willing to pay damages for a breach of contract claim, you breach a contract. People break contracts all the time with the understanding that, I got to pay some damages here.
Pony up.
Companies do it all the time. Suppliers or whatever. Shit, we got to breach this contract. Mm-hmm. As long as you pay the damages, and it's the same thing in that regard, but it's a little out of. It's not usual.
Yeah.
But if they're willing to pay it, and if they think maybe there's some payoff on the other side of it that can cover it, I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting. Crazy, man. Crazy times. Let's take a quick break, and then I forgot to get one other thing from your weekend, Jay. You've been a little tired today.
I'm fucking dying, dude. I got to be honest with you.
It's okay. Well, we'll get into the reason why next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break. The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay. Powered by DealsInTheD.com. I don't know if you've noticed, Jay's a wee bit tired today.
I'm tired, man.
Yeah, he's hurting.
A couple late nights in a row.
Sundays are always a fingers crossed because you have such long weekends where you can go out of town and then, like, have to drive 9 hours to get back in town just to come over here.
Wasn't that?
Yeah.
It was, Gab had a party one night for her gym. Was that Saturday? I don't even know what day.
Friday night.
Friday night, and stayed out late for that, and then got up early, and then I was duck hunting, man.
What? On the Nintendo?
Shooting waterfowl. No, I wasn't shooting ducks with a pistol.
I love duck hunting, man.
Pistol.
I was like, dude, I would get that. I had the track mat and the gun, so I could either run track if I wanted, and I could shoot the waterfowl if I wanted to.
Am I wrong? You're holding it like a rifle or something.
Yeah, it was more like
wasn't
a
it? Yeah, it was a pistol, right?
I think later versions you could get like a shotgun version.
I don't remember, but maybe you could. But I will say this: I thought there was duck hunt and skeet shooting. Is it skeet? I don't know how it's pronounced.
Yeah, you could switch modes, couldn't you?
I thought those were aliens as a kid. I didn't know what those were.
The ducks or the skeets?
No, the skeets.
I
thought they were UFOs.
We're being invaded by skeets.
No, the skeets are after us.
I didn't know what those were.
When did you figure it out, E?
I don't remember.
They were just little clay video games.
Yeah, I thought they were,
So you were playing Nintendo.
No.
Derek and I used to do that. Stay up to like 4 in the morning.
I went to Canada, man, with my buddy Chip. You know Chip, or maybe you know Chip. I don't know.
I know Chip. Sure.
Yeah. So
he's a car guy.
He's a car guy, Graf Chevy guy. Went over to Walpole Island.
Shit. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Basically Lake St. Clair area.
I mean, come on, don't they kind of look like?
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, if I was a kid.
Yeah. Pull up duck hunting Walpole Island.
Yeah,
I want to just see the lay of the land. Was it snowy?
Dude, it's cold as shit. Just standing in a river for hours. You know? But fun.
Did you get those boots on? You know those crazy boots that?
What are they?
They're like stripper boots.
Tell me about them.
You know how chicks wear those leather boots and they're up to their like halfway through their thigh. You wear those stripper boots out there?
These are waders. They actually go up like like overalls.
Stripper boots.
No.
Do they keep you warm?
Yeah, actually.
Do they really?
Yeah, they're like the neoprene stuff. I mean, you put long johns underneath them. But.
I asked because it's like I was surfing in San Francisco once with Ed Seke in like February, and it was like, it's no problem. We got wetsuits. Yeah, no problem. Bullshit. Dude, those wetsuits do not keep you warm.
You didn't have a full wetsuit?
I had a full wetsuit, but it was cold as balls.
Yeah, you still got to put on layers and... you're outside in the elements, so you're never warm.
Right.
But, dude, it was cool. We whacked a bunch of waterfowl. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you do? Because I always thought, dude, I didn't realize that
Brought
was
home
like
6.
Brought home 6? Are we going to have some duck?
Some mallards.
Are we going to eat some mallards? What do you do with that? What do you do with the 6 you brought home?
I'm open for anybody out there who has a good duck recipe. I haven't cooked duck in a while.
Really?
The last time I did, I just basically sautéed it and cubed it and threw a thing of bacon and a water chestnut around it.
That sounds absolutely
scrumptious. I want to do like whole duck,
where you can slash the bird.
Yeah. I want to cook them up. So if anybody's got a good recipe, let me know.
Are you thinking about duck for Christmas?
No, I'm not going to be that ballsy. I'm not going to count on my duck ability. This will just be a side project that maybe me and Russ will do.
Do you know how fucking rock some hunters are right now, thinking they've got the recipe?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm hoping.
Share with Jay.
No, I know there's some rock hunters out there who's probably done some good things with ducks.
I thought no one would ever ask about my famous mallard recipe.
Nobody cared. Now somebody does.
Holy shit, someone cares about my mallard recipe.
I've been doing it for years. My daddy did it before that. I want one of those.
You won't believe it.
Like a fail-safe marinade and all that shit.
Yeah, something easy.
Yeah.
You can't screw up.
Can't screw it up.
But dude, it was
pictures
going.
of that island?
Know how to pronounce that. How to spell that island? I
Going-
put Walpole.
Going across Algonac. Look up Algonac, Michigan. You got to go across on a ferry. And it's a little disconcerting, the whole idea of bringing a firearm across the border. You ever done that?
I've brought in dogs across the border, but I don't think a firearm, no.
Yeah, I mean...
Drugs, dogs, not firearms, though.
It's obviously a point...
Personal use only. I was not selling.
A point of passage that's used to seeing hunters, so it's not like, these people, you've got a firearm, stand back. And it's not like that, but it's still kind of weird.
It's not like you had an AR either. It was,
right.
A hunting rifle.
No, it's not a hunting rifle, Mike.
What was it?
You don't shoot ducks with a rifle. It's a shotgun, man.
A shotgun, same thing. You go.
Yeah,
and,
magazines and clips are the same thing.
Exactly. I've said that all along. Finally,
you don't go shoot, not if it's a semi-auto.
Fuck. All I know is I always thought it was pew. It was like one shot. I was like, God, these guys are good with their duck hunting skills. Pew pew. Pew pew. Like I was like, dude, there's no way I could get within a mile of that thing. And then I find out it's got a spread.
Yeah.
It's got a big old spread.
Then you came to understand what a shotgun shell typically does.
And it's like, well, dude, if you give me a fucking 10-mile radius to hit a duck, I could do that too.
Yeah, but you can wing them with a few BBs, and they don't necessarily go down. And if they do, they go down in a bad way. So I mean, you can tell when somebody really hits it.
Yeah.
You know, the thing just drops like a sack of bricks.
Dude, why didn't you tell me you were doing this? I would have sent the poops out with you.
That's the last thing I need.
Dude, a Weimaraner out there, she would have loved it. I mean, she would have eaten your ducks.
I'm sure she would have loved it. Yeah.
She would have eaten your ducks, but
yeah, that would have been great. An untrained hunting dog with us.
Dude, she's a hunter, though. Okay. Hunter by nature. Would have been fun.
Yeah, by nature, but
you could have trained her.
What if I wanted her to stop?
Well, that's not any good.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you wanted her there, supposedly she could point and hunt.
No, thank you.
All right, let's see. Where's this? There's Walpole.
Yeah,
Island.
if you can zoom in on Chimatogan.
Chimatogan. Where were you, Jay? Do you know where you were? Can you point out on the map?
The Drake Nation. It's going to be down a little bit.
Can you move that over so people can see what we're looking
Goose
at?
Lake. We head just west of Goose Lake.
Why wouldn't you go to Goose Lake?
Well,
sounds like there'd be a lot of geese at Goose Lake. The hell are you doing off of Goose Lake?
No, we ended up. If you go, honestly, go east. See that second river? There you go. That river. Yeah, that's other one to the right.
There you go.
That's the one we were on, and yeah, it looks kind of nondescript there, but I'll tell you in person, it's a beautiful river with a lot of cattails and such.
Look at that.
A lot of nature.
I'd have said, you guys are on your own on this cute little river. I'm going back to Goose Lake. So what did you just stand there all day, and then did you go whack whack whack? Did you have one of those things?
Call them in, and they come in in different ways. I mean, sometimes they're just hauling ass just 3 feet above the river.
That's all right. You got a huge spread. Doesn't matter. You hit them from a mile away.
So not true. It's actually pretty difficult. I mean, there's some that come in like laser beams that are tough. There's others that come in and they're setting down with the decoys. They see decoys and they think they're their buddies, and they come to sit down, and you just fucking whack
own them.
Yeah.
So what are they thinking? They think they're coming in for a free piece of ass? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, they're coming in depending on time of day and all that, depending on the wind. They're getting off bigger piece of water to come in more inland and settle down. And they see the decoys and believe them to be real ducks, buddies.
Man. And then you're throwing them off by going,
can you imagine their dismay?
Oh, when they get in, it's like, plastic. Run! It's a trap! Run! Too late. Spread. Wipe out all of them.
A lot of fun.
Oh, those guys. The first guy to touch down and be like, hit plastic. Oh, he's like, I can't believe I fell for that. I knew it was fake. Oh, man, those poor guys. So you shot 6 of them yourself? And then what, do you have to waddle out into wherever they land and find them?
Dude, you got guides for that, man.
Seriously?
This is where the rich guy duck hunt comes in, okay?
You stinks.
Yeah, no, I mean, the real way to do it is you would have a Weimaraner or something to paddle out there and grab it, or you'd have your own boat. But yeah, we had guides that took us out in boats, and they would grab the ducks too.
Yeah,
so,
did they
they're
kick
being
the ducks
well
out of the
paid.
bush?
They're being well paid.
I think you guys lost one over here.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Pulling up on a pulley.
Some wounded
Take
duck.
Take it!
Some one-winged duck trying to fly. He's just flying in a circle. Come on, Jay, you can get him.
Shucks him.
Hold on.
Overhand.
I think he's going to fly again. He's chucking him up in the air. Come on, Jay, you can get one.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It was a hell of a lot of fun, but now I'm really short of sleep, and I got to catch up on it because we got a big week ahead of us, Mike.
Well, we'll get you out of here in a few minutes. You got another 20 minutes you can hang on, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll hang around, Mike.
Leave. Dude, I got to go. I'm out of here. Don't make me talk to Baldy over here.
But let me tell you about this, Mike. Starting now and running through January 2nd, our friends at Zotford are offering employee pricing for everybody. Check out what you can lease for under $100 a month. A new 17 Ford Fusion, a new 17 Ford Taurus, a new 18 Ford Escape. Or lease these under $200 a month. A new 17 Ford Explorer, a new 18 Ford Edge, a new 18 Ford F-150 four-wheel drive Super Cab or Super Crew. And remember, this is employee pricing for everyone at Zot, and it ends January 2nd.
Very good. Just see over the weekend, another guy that went down was Stephen Henderson.
I did see that, yeah. Wow. Free press.
That's too bad.
Yeah. Editorial page.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was the guy, you might remember him here locally, the guy that
Race baiter.
tried to take out Kid Rock and his appearance at the LCA.
Yeah. Because of his stance with Trump, he I don't know, he's got mostly conservative values, Kid Rock, so that makes him obviously a racist. And so Stephen Henderson was going to be nice enough to write a defamatory article that was still up on their website. I mean, it caused so much of a stir locally. It was like the nerve to call this guy as a racist with a half-black son, everything he's done for the city of Detroit and continues to do for the city of Detroit. For this guy to call him out basically as a Klansman.
I have it on good authority as well that a huge mural of him was not included in the LCA murals around the, as you walk around the outskirts of the arena, you see Stevie Wonder, for example. You see others. He's not included because the flap that came about because of that stupid editorial. Yeah.
Wow. Unbelievable. Well, of course, it turns out that the Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist, Stephen Henderson, was apparently kind of a dick face to people at work.
Is that right?
Yeah. Who knew? And so, it was enough that he's been blown out. The Free Press editor and VP Peter Batia declined to comment when asked by the Detroit News, but said, "This is a devastatingly sad day for us at the Free Press. Stephen is a magnificent journalist and a treasured colleague who has done so much for Detroit." Yeah, well, he sounds like he's a cocksucker to employees. So, he's also a race baiter and a shit stirrer, too. So I know this is a devastatingly sad day for you.
Are you judging him completely on the Kid Rock story?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And other ones. There's other race. I don't remember offhand, but yeah, no, it seems like a lot of these guys take this one angle and then beat it up, and it's like, dude, I just think it's I've always said, and I always believe that if you're gonna tag someone with that name, that used to be the scarlet letter. You know what I mean? If you called someone a pedophile or a racist, you can't.
Those are tough ones.
You'd rather be known as a murderer than a pedophile or a fucking racist. And to just throw that around because you don't agree with someone's politics or they don't agree with something you believe strongly in.
The only thing I can conclude is he's racist.
Well, I mean, I hate to call him a Klan member. I mean, he went so far as to say something in that article like, "No, I'm not saying, that he necessarily wears a hood over his head, campfires with friends." I mean, he was like going down the like hardcore Nazi or Klan route. "Oh, I'm not saying that, but," and it's like, go fuck yourself, man. That is so divisive, and dangerous. I'm sorry that shit is dangerous. Just wing those labels around in big papers like that. I just think it's bullshit. So, out of respect for the privacy of the women involved and Stephen, so we need to respect Stephen's privacy. We have no further details to share, which is ironic as shit from just knowing what the media does, hounding people for any sort of comment and any sort of part of the story they can get, whether it's real or not. They'll run with half of that shit. And now when it involves one of your employees, well, out of respect for the privacy of Stephen and the women, we'll have no further comment. It's just kind of ironic to me. Mum's the word. And then he says, he was stunned. Stephen himself was stunned. "I dedicated 18 years to this newspaper over 3 decades, all of it performing at the highest level." Well, don't break your arm patting yourself on the back there, Stephen. "All of it at the highest professional level." And then he says, let's see, "I may have more to say on this later, but for now, there is much other work to be done here in the city of Detroit. I'd love to give you a comment, but there's shit breaking in the city that I need to take care of immediately."
How noble of him.
So he just jumped into the phone booth and ripped off his suit to get into his Superman costume and fly off to rescue the city of Detroit. We got 5 minutes, dude. Why don't you make your comment now? The city's problems will still be there in 5 minutes. And so, they did an internal investigation. They uncovered credible allegations that Mr. Henderson's behavior was inconsistent with company values and standards. Hack line.
Lawyers.
I know, really. I really wish they would say more than, I don't know what their standards are. It's just legalese bullshit. But he does have a show on DET FM 101.9. I guess, what is that, a Wayne State station? And the GM there said the station will investigate Henderson as well, despite management repeatedly encouraging staff to come forward with any claims of inappropriate behavior, and there has been none against him. However, given the action taken by the Free DET will conduct an independent statewide investigation to ensure that all our staff has the opportunity to share their concern and report any incidents that require further exam. I did say something in the article I read did kind of make it sound like it wasn't necessarily sexual in nature.
Just being a cocksucker,
Which,
perhaps?
yeah, I mean, what does that say? You're just being a dick to people around the office all day?
Maybe.
I would
maybe
think
he's an equal opportunity asshole to men
Maybe.
and women. Who knows?
Well, that could be. Although, if I was Steven Henderson, I'd be like, you know what? Why don't you release some details? Because in this climate we're in right now,
Yeah.
I don't want people thinking
I'd
I was
rather be
grab
known
ass
as an asshole than
yeah,
a grab ass.
Because you know what? There are plenty of media people that you know and respect that are working on deadlines and don't have time for your numbskullery. There's a lot of people that would not work well with Big E and might lash repeatedly for small mistakes. You know what I mean?
Oh, I understand.
And so they can go into a screaming fit and berate an underling. And maybe that's what happened. And I'd rather have that out there that, I'm trying to do the best work possible. And this fucktard over here is making it damn near impossible.
He's making my bones hurt.
My bones are hurting every day. But I was not, and I repeat it, I was in no way grab-assing around the office.
But it also might. Did he say he wants the things out there, or did you say
No, I said that.
Well, maybe he doesn't want the things out there because he knows that there also is grab-assing out there.
No, but it made it sound like there wasn't allegations of a sexual nature.
Yeah, I guess, but I think that if there wasn't sexual and it was just being an asshole, I think that he would come out and say that.
Well,
that
maybe we'll hear from him.
Yeah,
I hope so.
well,
as soon
he's
as
working with the city of Detroit. I thought he's got
too
those
busy.
problems.
Pretty busy.
He's too busy
When he comes
solving
up for air.
problems.
When he comes up for air.
Yeah, as soon as he's
How
done
is he gonna-
solving the problems of the inner city of Detroit.
What is he doing to solve those problems, like as of now?
I don't know. You would think that what better time to have comment? I mean, he just lost his main job at the Freep. It's like, dude, you get to dedicate your entire day now to saving the city of Detroit, Superman. You give us a quick comment and then go save the city.
Hey, holiday season has come upon us. Gross.
Gross.
And that means two things. One, Etard will be taking his second shower of the year. And two, Zot M59 Dodge Ram has rolled out its 2017 Big Finish event. Celebrate Santa by leasing a new 18 Ram Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4 at just $177 a month. This is a fully loaded Ram Bighorn, and the lease is only for 24 months. Get details and surf their massive inventory at dealsinthed.com.
How are we doing for email?
We do have some email, Mike. Before we get to that, got to tell you about the Hamlin Pub. 5 locations, Clarkston, Chesterfield, Rochester, and 2 in Shelby Township. Hamlin Pub offers a wide selection of craft beers. Most are brewed right here in Michigan. They have great happy hour specials Monday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. Half off appetizers on Monday. Check out all their specials at all 5 locations at hamlinpubs.com. Now, on to email. Tom writes in. Oh, this is Dr. Tommy, actually. Dr. Tommy writes in. Jay, looks like you've given Big E too much responsibility this year, and then he attached a copy of the letter that we sent to Nana and Champion members expressing our thanks for their support. You'll remember that said letter had the phrase insert name of member.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I think
it's awesome.
There were several people who have emailed me going, dude, he forgot to autofill the names. Big
No.
E fucked this up.
No. Please tell me you guys knew that was done on purpose. Please tell me
They
people
didn't.
knew that. Oh, no.
You know, we're not usually subtle in our tomfoolery.
Yeah.
But I guess we were a little bit in that one. I guess
think
it
that I
could be
would-
read
Yeah,
that
probably.
something was missing.
I
and
would
that-
like to think if it were me, if it's because it says
So
insert
let's describe
name.
this for
Okay,
people who
go
didn't
ahead.
receive it. It's a letter that says, "Hey, Nana and Champion members, thanks so much for your support. We
Yeah.
appreciate it. Here's just a small token of our appreciation. We gave them a one-of-a-kind TDC sticker, and then throughout the body of the letter, we referenced them by quote name, but not by name. Instead, we put
Right.
in brackets insert name here.
Jay, to further it, Jay and I were down here. I think you were gone, and Jay was working on the letter. He was typing it up. He's like, "Do you think I should write a letter, to each person?" And then we were laughing about it. It was like,
Dude, it's gonna take fucking
it'll take forever. And then it was just like, no, let's just do a form letter one, and then insert name here. I think you said that, and we started laughing about it. It was like, yeah, let's do that. Let's do insert name here,
and then just whip off a million copies and get them
yeah,
out.
and then insert name here throughout the letter as if it's trying to look formal but being totally dickishly informal, and send those out and not reference it at all.
Several people have said Biggie dropped the ball on this, including Dr.
Dude.
Tommy. Dr. Tommy, you should know that he didn't. It was intentional.
Yeah.
But Dr. Tommy thanks us for the stickers. He said they are badass. Thanks for sending.
They are kind of badass.
Appreciate your
dude.
support,
I don't even
Dr.
have one of
Tommy.
them. Jay wouldn't give me one.
It's not true.
You wouldn't? I
It's
asked
not.
you a
It's
couple times. You were like, dude,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I wanted to make sure I had enough to get out to people. Justin writes in, Podcast Heroes, where are all the rated Xmas songs? God damn you, Justin. God damn you to
Well, no,
hell.
I forgot
God
about that.
damn you to hell. He's not the
Yeah.
only one who's written in about this, and that's why
He's a
I...
homo,
I can't-
a
I
faggot,
don't have
and
them right
da-da-da-da. It's right inside that.
the worst.
I know, but I can't get into the computer.
Those are the worst.
No, what? What?
It's almost the Yuletide, and I haven't heard Frosty
Rudolph
the Pervert once.
the deep throat faggot. La da 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 da.
Thanks and best regards, Justin. God damn you to hell, Justin.
Dude, with Frosty when he's coming slush and his
it's just-
something balls.
It's not funny.
Ugh.
It's so
Ho ho ho, Rudolph! Won't you suck my dick tonight?
such low-hanging fruit.
Yeah, it's so low hanging. You didn't do it.
It's not
Dude,
clever.
it's brilliant.
It's a waste
Absolute
of time.
brilliance. He's a homo, a faggot, but don't affect him. Loves to stick something and stuff up his rectum.
Of course.
Do you recall the most limp-wristed reindeer of all? Rudolph the deep throat faggot. La di da di 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 di. It's just got a
That is just
jingle
over
to
the
it.
top stupid, man.
Says you. So we've gotten 20 emails about it, and my Facebook has been blowing up. Where are they? God damn it, where are they? I need my Frosty the Pervert. Come on, let's go.
I believe if you're a member,
Let's
there's
go!
there's an area in the members area where we review them more in depth.
Oh, yeah, we played
So-
almost all of them, didn't we?
I think so.
yeah, that's right. We did that
Yeah.
last year.
So-
God
We should
damn.
do that again on the air this year. Go through each song, whole thing, boom. I think the CD's only like 30 minutes long, so it won't take us
Outstanding.
probably a show and a half. We could get through all of it along with our comments.
JPC Fourth, our comic book expert, writes in. Keaton, the kid who got bullied, and he did the Facebook video,
Keaton Jones.
and it went viral. And the poor little guy. Why
Like an
do
idiot.
people have to bully people? Yeah, we all remember that story, and everybody was jumping to his assistance, offering trips
Oh, movie premieres.
to Vegas, this and that. Well,
Those stands.
if you remember Captain America, Chris Evans, or
Yeah,
whatever his
yeah,
name
yeah,
is,
sure.
he offered that the kid could come to a movie premiere, and then
In
another
LA.
guy offered a movie premiere.
Sure.
JPC Fourth wants to point out that's the same movie premiere.
Oh.
Avenger 3 is called Infinity War. So really, he's been invited by Hulk and Captain America to
the
the
same movie.
Well, that's, dude, you know, it's not really doing something special with a kid when it's like, I already got to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, why don't you just tag along with me as I walk the red carpet and be praised by everybody? You
You're
can
right.
see me being praised.
It's not special.
And then you get to watch my movie.
It's not special.
You know what, Mark Ruffalo? Why don't you go to his school? Why don't you go to his school and sit down and have lunch with him?
How about that, Ruffalo?
Do that, Ruffalo. Dick.
What if Keaton throws out some racial slurs while Ruffle is there?
Well, that's going to be a tough spot. That's going to put Ruffalo into a box. And
Teachable moment for Ruffalo.
I
Let's see
hope
what he can do.
I'd like to see how he handles that.
Him throwing the N-word around.
You know, he gets there and Keaton's like, I'd like for you to meet my father. You know, the one that's like, I love being white.
Yeah.
I love being in my skin.
Yeah, he's not going to let the Hulk guy come because the Hulk is green.
Yeah,
That will be an issue.
Will
as long as he
Richardson.
promises not to turn into the Hulk, though.
Can't promise that, dude. What
if
what
what
could
if
set him off? Anything, right?
what if his
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Yeah. Well, what if his dad turned out to be like, yes, he's a skinhead and a proud member of the, you know, whatever
Aryan Nation.
Brotherhood or something, the biggest white pride group in America. Thank you very much. Yes, he's a proud member. However, what if he's a massive Hulk fan and that you could make my dad's life if you just went and said hello, took some pictures with his Aryan Brotherhood, and signed a few autographs.
There's
for
good
him.
within him. I know it. I can feel it.
I just know it. There's a David Banner hiding out inside that Hulk of a man. Please, Mr. Ruffalo, will you go down there and hang with the Aryan Brotherhood in prison, sign some autographs, and take some pictures?
I have a feeling that would be turned down.
Really?
Mark Ruffalo wants
Dude,
nothing
you
to do
can't
with that
turn down
shit. He's a progressive, total progressive.
Yeah,
isn't
but
he?
how do you turn down a crying 6 to 15-year-old? However old he is.
By not answering the post. Will writes in, Jay, help with the moral dilemma. Are you ready, gentlemen? This is
Yeah, boy.
I love
deep.
moral dilemmas.
Hello, closet fucker, lazy fucker, and self fucker. My wife may be racist, and I need your help deciding if this is the
Hell
case.
yeah.
Break up with her. That's my advice.
She ordered.
Not so fast, E.
I'm just kidding.
Not so fast.
She ordered 2 dolls for our granddaughters. When they arrived, we found out she accidentally ordered African American dolls. She's now planning to return them and order white dolls. I think this is a blatant racist act, while she thinks otherwise. Now, gentlemen, a blowjob is on the line, so a quick answer is much appreciated.
So he's accused her of being racist.
Yeah, like,
and
you
she's
can't
like,
send those
"Fuck
back.
you."
Just give them to the kids. And she's like, no, they need to be white dolls. This is
Dude,
ridiculous.
I gotta be honest. I think it definitely verges on racism, or maybe not like a racist, not maybe bigot, but I think.
Boy, this is a really tough one.
I think it definitely. Why can't you just
it's-
be like, oh wow?
I think you can do it without being racist. I think you can.
Oh, how?
Because you can go, look, my granddaughters are white, and not that I care if. No, you go,
No.
look,
Finish your thought.
they identify more with a white doll. I mean, to some extent, a girl's baby doll is kind of like their kid or their baby.
You can
right?
have a black kid.
They get hammered,
Well, it's not as
hammered
good.
by
It's
a
not as good as a
12-inch
white one.
BBC.
It's not. It's not as good as a white
I
one, is
know
what
what you're
Jay's saying,
saying,
and so
of
you want to
course.
give the kids the
No,
best for the
I
holidays.
think
so you
there's
give them
that
the white
aspect of it with a doll where, a girl,
Really?
yeah, they identify with it as their baby doll. I don't know.
Like,
dude, we have dolls of color.
one. You
Right.
do?
Yeah.
Really? You have black friends? I didn't know that.
It's is that the equivalent of saying
Yes.
we have black friends?
You just did.
No,
You have
but
black-
we didn't even I don't know how we accumulated them, but there's dolls of color in our house.
I mean, if there's a diversity box set that comes with the China doll, the fucking black kid, the white kid,
Actually,
the
it may have been.
ginger.
I'm thinking specifically about this set of fairies, and maybe she did get 8 different
Yeah.
fairies, and there's a black one and an Asian one.
I think that's common in the Lego world too.
Is that right?
Yeah, where you'll get a cop, a fireman, a black guy,
Yeah.
a yellow, white guy, chick, blonde, brunette, that whole thing.
Okay.
If the mom, first off, how does she
Make that mistake?
How does she think she's getting the white ones and actually gets the black ones? That's odd.
Well, I mean, it could be a mistake by the company. I guess he doesn't say how the mistake was made, right? Or does he?
But if she had it in her mind that she was ordering X and Y showed up and it was like, well, no, I was ordering X. Like,
Yeah.
does that necessarily, like if you were
No,
ordering
it doesn't
the,
necessarily make her racist by sending him back. It doesn't.
But if the only reason is like it showed up and she went, ugh,
Yeah,
they're
right.
black,
Right.
fuck, gross, box it up, send it out of here. I don't want those around here.
What if you received a black Santa? You were ordering I think black Santas are kick
Dude,
ass,
it's
by the
tits.
way.
Are you kidding
they're
me?
Totally tits. But what if you expected a white one and you thought you were getting a white one, and I don't know,
Dude.
I mean, black Santa. That's a statement right there. Throwing
Yeah.
a black Santa out,
Dude.
on your front door or something.
Anybody who knows me and texts with me knows I use exclusively black emojis. If you get a thumbs up or a rock star hands from Mike, it's black, period. If I buy you a card, it is from the mahogany section. Without question, it's from the our, by us, for us section or the mahogany section, period.
So you're making a joke out of it.
No,
You're making
no,
a joke
no,
out of their race.
no,
You're
That,
discounting.
that actually could be an
I'm
argument.
supporting.
Absolutely
Or
is.
I'm supporting.
Not how you
supporting.
talk about it, though,
Not
really.
Supporting.
I would do not
Support.
say
And why do you get something from the ebony section?
The ebony section. I love it because they're fucking cooler than ours. Ours are douchey and gay. There's like, yeah, baby, how you doing this holiday season and shit. And they're cool. They're dripping with sensual and sexuality, and they're hot. And
There's nothing funny about it.
well, no, I
That's
mean,
a-
yeah, it's
that's
funny.
a decent
it's funny,
answer, but I wonder
it's
if that's
funny
really-
that there's your own section and it's really tiny. But when you go in there, it's like, my boo. It's like to your boo and stuff, and it's like, dude, it's fucking awesome. And so, ask Beth. Every year for 5 years, she's gotten like shit addressed to my boo and shit. They're the dopest cards out there. I'm telling you, don't discount the mahogany section.
Understand the mahogany section is awesome.
Have you perused?
I've perused, and I've seen some of the stuff you send out. But I think that you're lying if you're saying it's not, tongue-in-cheek joke.
Yeah. Well, I don't
Liar.
think it's
Liar.
I don't. Well, you can have that, and I understand you're cranky and ornery and tired, and so you're going to lash like you just did and accuse me of being a racist.
Oh,
I get that.
You're doing it out of great respect for the authors of the ebony
Shit.
card. Sure.
I think it's hilarious when it's like,
It's the same thing you
Why
would
is
be
it funny?
feeling if you got a black Santa, and
yeah. Why do you want a black Santa? Because it's funny. It's hilarious
because
to you.
it's uniquely strange and odd.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. And that's why I like it too. But I don't.
Even though that's ridiculous, by the way, to me. Like, Santa's not a real person. Like,
Santa's a white guy, dude.
Bite your tongue, sir.
Just ask Megyn Kelly.
Yeah. He's white, exactly. So was Jesus,
Yeah.
born in the Middle East, a white man born in the Middle
That's
East.
different. Jesus was a real person.
Right, a white one.
Actually, he probably would be like, wouldn't he have more darker skin?
Totally.
Of
course he would. He'd be an Arab, dude.
Right, so that's my, well, yeah, but that was a real person.
But in all the pictures I see, he's very creamy. Very
How
white.
many pictures do you see of Jesus?
Lots
that one
of
classic one, right?
There's a classic. Yeah. He took one great photo and they used it for everything.
Yeah.
They've overused it.
It's like
in
those
my
chicks
opinion.
who are using those for their profile pictures all over social media. It's like, that's you like 18 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
That's not really you.
Dude, I get a Christmas card every year from someone who does
Did that.
Well, does like realtor stuff, and it's like,
She got one kick-ass photo years ago,
I'm
and
not
she's
even
still
kidding.
rolling with it.
I'm not even kidding. It's from 1980, maybe, like the first year we started, and it's like, oh, we're still going with that, are we? It's got a high school photo out there. Cool. Now that we're 65, that makes a lot of sense. But whatever, to each their own. Do I think she's racist? I don't know. Whatever gets him the blowjob, I'll say.
See, I knew I shouldn't have read that sentence because I knew you'd go there. I
just
think,
feel for a man. It's hard to get a blowjob.
Will, I'm sorry that I think you're wrong here. I don't think she's necessarily racist. I think with a doll, there's something that you can explain wanting it to your kid to be able to identify with the race of it.
I don't know, dude. That's not a good enough answer for me. Honestly, you might believe that, but that seems like you're saying that.
Well, then
that,
why?
I don't know, dude.
Why did Barbie go and start making African American dolls? It's so that African American kids can identify with that color doll. I mean,
yeah,
it's not a judgment on any other's color. It's just like, hey, that's my baby doll.
I
or
know,
whatever,
but
and
to
that's what
send
I
it back
identify with.
makes it sound at least a little bit like, oh, it wasn't good enough for you. You had to send the black one back. I get it, but I see what you're saying too. I don't have kids, so I guess I don't know what that's like to have a kid with a doll and have her think of it as her child, and why you would then want it to be white. I don't know, but I thought they just played.
Maybe
and
I'm wrong.
Made
I don't know.
them dry hump each other with those smooth humps they have.
The androgynous sort of
Yeah,
hump.
the
Barbie hump.
the Barbie hump, and the Ken hump.
Yeah.
And they would just
Start
rub them together
scissoring.
nude. Yeah,
Save the rest for tomorrow, Mike.
very good. Let's get you home and get you to nighty time.
Jeez.
No closet time tonight, okay? Let's just get to bed.
But I was gone for a whole night, Mike.
You can hold off. I need you to get some serious
What about
rest.
my oats? Gotta sow my oats.
No sowing of the wild oats today. You're gonna go 99. I'm gonna call Gay as soon as you get done to go. Gay, no wild oats
Don't-
sowing tonight.
Don't cock block me, dude.
All right, I wouldn't. Do you honestly think I would do that? I know what I'm getting sweet pie for Christmas too.
A black doll.
Hell yeah.
All right.
All right. With that, we'll call it a day. Thank you, everybody, for hanging with us. Jay, go get some sleep. E, your shaved head looks good. We'll do it again tomorrow. We'll see you guys then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.